Okay, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ulfa Rupiatun, and I'm a student of Department PBI 2A class. I will explain about narrative text. Hello, dear student. Welcome to our online class. Have you all ready to start learning and having fun? We're going through this together, so let's respect and support each other. Education is not filling a container, but lighting a fire. W.B. Yeats. Okay, I will explain about definition of narrative text. Narrative text is a form of spoken or written text that tells a story from one or more characters who face certain situations made with the aim of entertaining. Then, type of narrative text. Narrative text types can be in the form of legend, folktale, myth, fable, fairy tale, and the others. Jadi, tipe dari naratif teks itu bisa berupa legenda yang misalkan terjadi di suatu tempat, atau misalkan contohnya seperti Malin Kundang, maupun ada juga Sangkuriang yang menceritakan suatu kejadian di suatu daerah, baik itu bisa di Indonesia maupun di daerah lainnya. Lalu ada fairy tale atau dongeng, sekilas seperti hayalan seperti itu dan lain-lain. Untuk the purpose of narrative text is to entertain readers or entertain the readers. Jadi seperti yang kita tahu, naratif teks itu adalah cerita yang bertujuan untuk menghibur para pembacanya, seperti itu. Lalu generic struktur. Adapun struktur yang ada di dalam narrative text yaitu orientation. Orientation itu seperti pengenalan, mengenalkan karakter, tempat, dan waktu story atau cerita tersebut terjadi. Lalu ada evaluation atau evaluasi, provide an assessment of situation and condition in which the story occurs. Jadi menggambarkan situasinya seperti apa dan yang ada di dalam cerita tersebut. Lalu complication, menggambarkan krisis that occurred to the main character. Jadi kalau masalah komplikasi itu menggambarkan tentang krisis atau masalah yang terjadi pada karakter utamanya ya anak-anak. Lalu ada resolution, the crisis end well or not well for the character, which is also the end of the story. Jadi akhir dari masalahnya itu apa yang terjadi kepada karakter tersebut. Lalu reorientation, providing general reason or comment is optional. Jadi kalau reorientation itu hanya sebagai komentar atau itu hanya sekedar tambahan lah di dalam struktur naratif teks. Ya, sampai di sini paham mungkin ya. Lalu the linguistic elements. The linguistic elements yaitu grammarnya. Yang pasti simple past and past continuous tense, karena itu kan sudah terjadi pada masa lalu. Jadi menggunakan simple past dan past continuous tense. Lalu vocabulary, object or action related to the life of the characters in the story. Jadi objeknya itu seperti nyata atau hampir mirip dengan kehidupan karakternya di cerita. Nah, lalu add for connecting time. First, then, after, that, before, at least, finally, and so on. Itu adalah kata-kata yang digunakan untuk menghubungkan waktu, seperti itu ya. Lalu add the verbs and propositional phrases for telling time. Jadi kata tambahan untuk menunjukkan waktunya itu kapan. Nah, seperti long time ago, one day, in the morning, the next day, immediately, and so on. Lalu proper use of singular and plurals nominal with or without this, those, my, there, and so on. Lalu ada speech, word stress, intonation, and spelling and punctuation, then handwriting. Let me example exercise. Answer the question below based on story of Sangkuriang above. Sangkuriang, multiple choice. Choose the best answer. Who was Dayang Sumbi? She was A. Sangkuriang's father, B. Sangkuriang's wife, C. Sangkuriang's mother. Two. What did Sangkuriang to the dog when he got nothing to hunt? A. He left the dog in the forest. B. He told the dog to go home. C. He killed the dog. Ini adalah contoh soal esai dari cerita Sangkuriang seperti itu. Lalu contohnya seperti ini, esai. Who is Tumang? Why did Dayang Sumbi marry Tumang? What did Sangkuriang know about Tumang? One day, he called Tumang. Did he kill him because he was a bad son to his father? Okay, let's watching video about Sangkuriang.
Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom called Parayangan, there lived a beautiful princess named Dayang Sumbi, who loved weaving. One day, Dayang Sumbi was weaving on the terrace of the palace. For some reason that day, she felt a little dizzy and weak. The spun yarn kept falling, and Dayang Sumbi became too lazy to pick it up. As the spun yarn fell, Dayang Sumbi started to get annoyed. Then she said,
"Whoever picks up this yarn from me, I swear I will take him as my husband."
When Dayang Sumbi realized that the yarn had been picked up, she got confused as to who had done it.
Who picked up this yarn for me? There are no people here.
Dayang Sumbi was very surprised to find that the one who had picked up the yarn was Tumang, a royal dog who was famous for being loyal and powerful.
I'm the one who took it for you, Dayang Sumbi.
What? Are you Tumang? That means you will be my husband?
Dayang Sumbi could not revoke her oath, so she married Tumang. As a result of their marriage, Dayang Sumbi gave birth to a baby boy named Sangkuriang. Tumang told Dayang Sumbi not to tell Sangkuriang that Tumang was his father.
Dayang Sumbi, please don't tell our child that I'm his father.
Okay, Tumang. I will not tell him.
Sangkuriang grew to be a healthy, agile, and intelligent boy. Tumang always followed Sangkuriang wherever he went and taught him all the magic he knew.
Come on, Tumang, chase me! Ha 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 ha! Yes, Sangkuriang, I will chase you. Ha 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 ha.
Sangkuriang thought Tumang was just a pet. He did not know that Tumang was his father. One day, Dayang Sumbi asked Sangkuriang to go hunting to get food for a party in the palace.
Sangkuriang, my child, go hunt in the forest with Tumang. We need meat for the party.
Yes, mother, I will definitely bring back a lot of meat.
Sangkuriang went to the forest accompanied by Tumang. Unfortunately, when night fell, he still hadn't found any success. Annoyed, Sangkuriang killed Tumang and handed over his meat for the palace party. Dayang Sumbi did not know it was Tumang's meat. She thought it was meat from the hunt.
Mother, this is what I got from the hunt for the palace party later.
Wow! Thank you, my child.
After the party was over, Dayang Sumbi asked the whereabouts of Tumang, who hadn't been seen at the palace party.
My son, do you see Tumang? I've been looking everywhere, but he is nowhere to be seen.
Finally, Sangkuriang admitted what he had done.
Mother, I've killed him. And the meat I gave to you, it's his meat.
What? Why did you do that, Sangkuriang?
Dayang Sumbi couldn't hold back her anger. She hit Sangkuriang in his forehead, leaving a deep wound.
Forgive me, Mom. Forgive me. Please, please forgive me.
Because of what she had done to Sangkuriang, Dayang Sumbi was expelled from the palace by the king. No matter what he had done, Sangkuriang was the heir to the throne and the future king. No one could hit him. Dayang Sumbi left the palace. As time passed, Sangkuriang grew into a handsome, powerful, and respected young man. One day, he went hunting in the forest. He was pleasantly surprised when he came across a gorgeous girl.
Ah, who is that girl? She's so beautiful.
Sangkuriang did not know that the woman was Dayang Sumbi, his mother. She also didn't recognize him. They fell in love with each other, and Sangkuriang didn't take long to propose to Dayang Sumbi.
And after you see out or you watching the video, itu hanya sekedar gambaran atau hiburan untuk kalian menonton video tersebut. Nah, lalu yang selanjutnya ini ada referensi atau reference dari materi yang telah Ibu ajarkan. Reference from www.penaguru.com. Oke. Ini ada materi dan soal naratif teks bahasa Inggris SMP. Oke. Thank you for your attention.